Welcome back to another Worthless Mutts. I am Gore the Dog Butcher. This is let's call this episode 27. Originally, I was gonna do something like this for Sunday, but again, I don't want to be known as an entertainment channel. I don't want to use the word channel, but I don't want to be known as an entertainment, product, like the word product. Um, I want to be a product of awareness, product of, reflection, product of anti-ignorance when it comes to dogs. So I was going to do kind of a gimmick type video for Sunday because I want to talk about uh, Christianity. I want to talk about spirituality, dogs, and how the and the things that we can't see and how it affects people. And particularly, this was going to be for Christian dog lovers. Because in their, big book or their good book that they, believe is 100% accurate and they believe is 100% truth, in that book, it downgrades and pretty much insults dogs. The book that they read through and they believe is 100% true is a book that downgrades and basically insults dogs. It looks down on dogs. And again, I was raised in it. I was born in it. In two different occasions, I was part of the I want to say about a part of the book. I was a part of it where I at a point I believed in the big book literally. 100% literally, well, sort of, but I believed in literally. But for someone like me who is always questioning things, someone like me who is curious, who needs, concrete evidence, I just don't last long in religions, in cults, So it's not for me. And I'm not saying that the good book or some religions are 100% negative. They do have some positives to it. Like I said before, everything has a negative and a positive. And even religion, even that book has some positives and it has some negatives. But at the end of the day, I do have a lot. I am very much against the book. I'm very much against religion and I'm against Christianity. I'm against it and I don't like it. I don't see any need for it. So I'm going to be talking about Christianity and the big book. And if you are, a Christian who may hate dogs or may hate pit bulls or whatever the case may be, you might not want to watch or listen to this. So what I'm going to say is based on my own interpretation and my own opinion. So again, you don't have to agree, you don't have to disagree. You can do whatever you like with this information. You could even stop now and be like, okay, enough with this guy. But I'm going to explain how I see things using various sources. And again, this is all about dogs. This is not about, bashing religion or Christianity or whatever the case may be. This is about bashing and exposing and shine the light on these dogs. And my goal is to attack every angle of this dog culture. My goal is to have no stone unturned. I want every stone to be turned and flipped over. regarding this dog culture. So I am going to be attacking every angle of it. I may not get to everything right away or another 2 years, whatever the case may be. But so far, I am going to be attacking it from every angle. From dog lovers kissing their dogs, dog lovers touching a dog, dogs being gross, dogs attacking. I am going to attack every single angle of this disgusting dog culture. So, again, a little bit about me. I'm a learner. I like to learn. I do like to learn. And I'm not like other people. I'm anti-ignorant, but again, I'm not saying I know everything. I'm not saying what I know up until now is always right. I am open to being corrected. I am open for proof and evidence. If I believe something or accept something as true for so long, and you see that what I'm doing is wrong, you need to come up to me and provide evidence and correct me and to talk to me. And I will listen, I'll reflect on it, I will do my research, and if I find out that you are right or the information you have is correct, I will change my position. Because I don't like to be ignorant. I don't like to be that person that argues about being you wrong, I'm right. I don't do that. I don't have time for that. I have no energy for that. But if I'm wrong, please provide the evidence for it. But in case of this dog culture, everything that I've stated on this product, on this channel, on various videos is, it is not really coming from my mouth. It is coming from various sources. It is coming from the dog lover's mouth. These are the dog lovers that are writing and typing and taking these pictures and making these videos. And I'm just showing them. I am just showing you what they do and who they are and how worthless these dogs are. And if you could provide evidence debunking claims like pit bulls attack a lot and kill a lot, then I am open to changing my views. All right, so let's get into it. So, again, I'm a learner. I like to learn about various subjects, various things from history, spirituality, a lot of things. Whether or not I agree or disagree, it's irrelevant. Like who cares if you agree or disagree? Because I'm not in high school anymore. I'm not in high school anymore. Even when I was in high school, I was still the same. Like I was open to listening, opening to learning. Whether I'm wrong or right, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So I was interested in how this world operates and the symbols they use, from shapes to designs to nature to animals. I was interested to know like what these symbols mean, because I see these things everywhere in movies, TV shows, on the street, in stores, etc. They're everywhere. So I'm interested to know like what do like these symbols mean. And a lot of symbols have multiple meanings and are used by various cultures. So in this book, it also has the dog. So again, I don't agree with everything this book says. Some things, it seems factual. Some things seems like it's interesting. Some things are a little bit far-fetched. Some things are like come on. Like for instance, they have a blurb about the dog, and it says, dog, one of the traditional pet names for the dog, Fido, comes from the same Latin root as the word fidelity, and the trust and faith that a dog and its owner invest in one another is a defining feature of their relationship. So again, we go over this so many times, and the dog and their owner relationship has been debunked so many times. It is all about food. It is all about resources. This isn't really a relationship. Well, yeah, it's a relationship, but it's not a productive relationship. is a relationship based on manipulation. That's all it is. Any relationship based on manipulation is not a productive relationship. For thousands of years, man and dog have been close companions, living together, working together, and forming a close bond of mutual understanding. So for thousands of years, dogs and humans have been working together. But now we look at this dog culture, and it's so disgusting, though. Like, it's disgusting. Dog owners are rude. They hate people. They're like, this is not a healthy relationship whatsoever. Every society has its dog mythology. Again, mythology. Keyword mythology. So we can look at this as just a bunch of myths. It's as deities. Again, I think in the U.S. or the West particularly, dogs are gods. Dogs are treated like dogs, like gods, I mean. So this does not surprise me. Whether or not the dog owners or dog lovers realize it, you are treating your dog like a god. Or at least better than you do your own children. And its symbols. The dog is often the companion of a god too. Look at this. Oh man. In addition, so again, it says the dog is often the companion of a god. But we're about to read a few Bible verses regarding dogs in the good book. And you're going to see a entirely different thing. In addition to being psychopomp, guiding the souls of the dead to the next world. On a more earthly level, the animal can be a guide dog or a guard dog, directing and protecting one of its greatest allies known to humankind, man's best friend indeed. So this is, it's a bunch of foolishness. It is a bunch of foolishness. A dog. These nasty parasites, diseases, are guiding souls of the dead to the next world. So we have parasites, walking parasites, guiding our loved ones, maybe babies, children who may have passed on to the next world. That's what it's trying to tell us. So there you have it, just a bit of what this book says regarding dogs, and it's a bunch of foolishness. It is a bunch of foolishness. All right, so now we're going to see what the Bible has to say regarding dogs. Some of you Christians, maybe if you're not even a Christian, you may be familiar with with the story of in Matthew 15:21-18, the faith of the Canaanite woman. So it says, he replied, which is Christ or Jesus, whatever we want to call him, "It is not right to take the children's bread and toss it to the dogs." So here we have a woman, Canaanite woman, that was crying or coming and rushing to Jesus for help. And again, Jesus, based on the Bible, was an Israelite. And his only duties was to look after the Israelites. And so if you're not Israelite, he had nothing to do with you, basically. He saw you as lesser. And he saw the Israelites as, the higher than thee. So this woman, wanting help because her daughter was possessed by demons, rushed to Jesus crying for him to help her daughter. And Jesus then replied, "It's not right to take the children's bread and toss it to the dogs." Keyword is children's bread. Children's bread, again, this is metaphorical. Children's bread can mean anything that's valuable, anything that's positive, anything that's rich, pure. And he says it's not right to toss things that are valuable to dogs. So Jesus is referring this woman as a dog. And it looks like an insult. That just sounds like an insult. Like, if these dogs, like we read earlier, are so high in thee and man's best friend, and this book and the Bible is 100% accurate, which 100% accurate, why would Christ or Jesus refer to this woman as a dog? And again, it's all about symbolism. It's all about symbols. And this book that we read, it didn't cover, it doesn't cover much. It doesn't cover the real symbolism regarding dogs. And I'm gonna try my best to dive into it. And again, the Bible is full of symbolism. Even the word sheep. Again, sheep, like, what are sheep? What do sheep do? Sheep follow. Sheep, they're followers. That's all they do. All they do is follow. Doesn't matter where it's to. They're going to follow each other into danger or into wherever. And dogs are known to be disgusting, repulsive creatures. So here we have Christ referring to this woman as a repulsive creature. And then she even responds, "Yes, it is, Lord," she said. And then says, "Even the dogs eat crumbs that fall from their master's table." So I ask you this question. Which grown, intelligent adult do you know eats crumbs that falls from the table onto the floor? Who do you know, period, eats crumbs? Who? Like, which person would go and eat crumbs? Maybe a child. I let that be example. But a grown adult. I know when, we go to the store and we want to get chips. We don't get the chip bag that is the most crumpled. We get the chip bag that is the most, intact. Where their chips are all together. The most pure, the most fresh. We don't go and get crumbs. Maybe breadcrumbs. But we don't go out and go buy crumbs. And then when we see these crumbs, we don't eat it, because when you eat crumbs, it doesn't taste good. It doesn't taste good. It's nasty. It doesn't taste too good. But only a dog would eat crumbs that fall from the table. Only a dog would do that. And here we have Christians, so-called Christians, or people who believe in the Bible, owning these dogs. But they don't realize the symbolism that dogs carry. And I'm going to be referring to this book quite a lot, because this book, is pretty much promoting dogs. It's not telling us what dogs are really about. This book pretty much uplifts dogs, while the Bible degrades dogs. And the question I asked, are dogs unclean in the Bible? Are dogs unclean in the Bible? And this is what I got. I kind of like Google. I mean, I like Google, but in some cases, in ways, they're bad. Lately, their search algorithm has been horrible, but I liked how you could just search things and answers just could come so quickly. Like, it's just such a useful tool. And I just wish dog lovers would use this a lot more often. Pigs, and it says, pigs were unclean, both ritually and as food. And in the ad, but dogs are the embodiment of gluttony, scavengers sent by God, that's my bad, by God to tear and devour. So again, this is the good book that Christians follow 100%, and they believe is accurate, and they believe is truth, and they believe their God would never lie, and their God is basically saying dogs were the embodiment of gluttony, scavengers sent by God to tear and devour. What does gluttony mean? What does gluttony mean? And it means habitual greed or excess in eating. What did we just read about this? Again, he used metaphorically, he used food to explain, something that's valuable, and tossing it to dogs to eat or to gurgitate. And used another verse referring to food and dogs as well. And then here we have dogs are gluttony, scavengers, and I want to know what does gluttony even mean? And the definition is greed and excess in eating. How about this one? Again, this is why I love using Google. It's such a good, useful tool. And how some people don't even know how to use Google is beyond me. But anyways, gluttony means overindulgence and overconsumption of food, drink, or wealth items. So it's not just food particular, but it could be items, gold or jewelry, clothes, etc. In Christianity, it is considered a sin if the excessive desire for food causes it to be withheld from the needy. So here we have in Christianity, it is considered a sin to have an excessive desire over food. But here Christians are living with and kissing with dogs. They're making out with dogs. They have another animal that is full of gluttony. And that old saying of you are what you eat. We're going to get into that. So first, we're going to talk about, again, the Bible. Again, Christians are people who believe in the Bible, not just Christians per se. But this is mainly for Christians who believe in the Bible 100% and they own these dogs. We're going to look at unclean and clean animals according to the good book. So again, this again, just like this, it's some of it is facts, some of it is opinion. So you have to use your own discretion, do your own research, have your own intuition regarding things. So again, it's clean versus unclean meats. For me, I don't eat meat. I don't want to say maybe 17, maybe 14 years now. Going 14 years of no meat. Don't eat meat at all. So here are just some unclean meats. So you have things that fly, you can eat. They can't fly, you can eat. Insects you can eat, insects you can't. Land animals you can eat. Other unclean animals. Sea creatures you can eat. Other sea creatures you can eat. And etc. and etc. And let's see more in depth. So does this mention dog? Let's see if this mentions dog as clean. Do we see dog as clean? Do we see dog as clean? Nope, no dog here is mentioned as clean. Want to know another trick I've learned? I don't know if you know this. You probably do, but whatever. So let's say you were reading a big article and you're looking for a keyword, you can always press Swift and F3 and then type in the word you want, such as dog, and there dog appears twice, and dog appears under unclean animals. So dogs are known, according to the book, the good book, dogs are considered unclean animals. So here we have Christians, or anyone that may use the good book, having and bringing in unclean animals into their homes. We have Christians bringing unclean animals into their homes, onto their bed, making out with them, groping them, etc., changing in front of them, etc., eating at the same table, etc., etc. But do you notice something here? How they separated, the real dogs, such as the wolf, the jackal, the hyena, the fox, the coyote, from the dog? Isn't that kind of strange? You would think, since dogs came from wolves apparently, they would all be just meshed together as just one big group. But they had to separate them into different categories. Again, dogs are unclean according to the good book. So if you really want to read, again, and to confirm it, I think research is good. Anytime someone tells you anything, or anything you see on TV, a movie, or a video, always do your research. And it says, Leviticus 11 to 29, 31 says, as well as 4-footed animals with paws, as unclean. Or 11:20. Leviticus 11 to 27. 11 and 27. Now the question was, why does the Bible prohibit eating pork? I'm going to answer this based on what I've heard and what I've read regarding pork. Again, if you're a pork lover and you're a pork advocate of eating pork, or whatever the case may be, you might want to stop listening to this. If you have a hard time listening to different opinions, or different, whatever, you know what I mean. But my opinion on eating pork, I think with pigs, they eat anything and everything. Pigs, just like dogs, will eat their own shit as well. Pigs will eat anything, from shit to blood to other unclean animals to maybe, I don't know. They just eat anything, just like dogs. They will eat anything. Excuse me. Just like dogs, they'll eat anything. And like the old saying, you are what you eat. So if this pig is eating crap, and this pig is eating other disgusting toxics and etc., and you go and you eat that pig, you are eating what it just ate. You're eating shit, basically. You may not be eating the literal shit right in front of you, but you are still eating shit because that pig consumed shit. And whatever that pig eats stays within it. And now you take a bite out of it, and now whatever is in that pig is now in you, which can cause various diseases. Your mood can change. It can cause a lot of things. And, people are going to disagree. Good, disagree if you want to. But the facts and what's out there is that you are what you eat. And the pig is one of the most lethal foods out there, period. And you're asking, like, what does this have to do with dogs? It has a lot to do with dogs, because pigs and dogs, they're different animals, because dogs aren't really animals, but They're different. They're different creatures, I'll say. They're different creatures. But they have similarities, though. They have a couple similarities. One is pigs can be known as, they can be gross. They can be disgusting. And again, pigs will eat anything, just like the dogs are disgusting and they will eat anything. So, again, you go out and you take a bite out of this pig and this pig eats shit, you are consuming shit. But you may not eat the dog, though. Again, the saying of you are what you eat, and it says, the exact source of this phrase is unknown, but it said that, I'm not pronouncing this, used this phrase in his book published in 1826. Later in his essay, he also used this phrase in almost similar meanings, both implying the meaning of that the food we eat has a bearing on our mental and physical conditions. And I think the saying you are what you eat isn't just based on food, but you are what you eat is based on the people you hang with, the things you see, what you listen to, the activities you do. Again, I always thought you are what you eat was if you ate corn, you're a corn. If you ate apples, you're an apple. But that doesn't entirely mean that. I think you are what you eat is metaphorical, saying like whatever you do, whoever you hang out with, is what you are, is what becomes of you. So most people, particularly in the West, they don't eat dogs, but they will bring dogs into their home. And a home is supposed to be a sacred place. A home is supposed to be a sacred place where people can relax, enjoy themselves, be at peace, rejuvenate. But now they have this disgusting dog in their home who is based on what we've read is based on gluttony. Dogs are disgusting. They're gross. They eat anything. They have various diseases, various parasites. They're annoying. So you take in this thing and you bring it in your house. Essentially, over time, you will adapt, whether you know it or see it or not, characteristics or spiritual, you'll adapt spiritual, behaviors based on just having a dog in your home. So what you are what you eat doesn't just mean eating. What you are what you eat means of the people, the things you hang around with, the things you see and eat. If you hang around a crowd that smokes, you're going to smoke. If you hang around a crowd that does crime, you're going to commit crimes. You hang around a crowd that is into studying and doing their homework, you're going to be doing your homework. So you bring a dog or a pack of dogs into your home, then it's likely you'll adapt and consume of characteristics based on a dog. And this is why, again, I think the Bible is so harsh on dogs. The Bible is harsh. The Bible degrades dogs. But many Christians are going to bring in these nasty, filthy things in their homes. Then they're going to act out and behave various ways, and they're going to think it's because of other people. No, maybe that could be the case, but I think one of these dog lovers who may hate people is because of their attitude. It's because of this thing living in their homes that affects their behavior, that affects their mood and their way of living, that affects their spirituality. Whether you believe in spirits or not, I believe everyone, I believe, I'm not 100%, but I'm open to being corrected, that everyone contains spirits, everyone contains energy. Everything we do is based on spiritual and is based on energy. Every object is based on energy. Everything in nature is based on energy. Even dogs have an energy. Even dogs have some type of spirit on them. And that's what affects these dog lovers. You bring this in your home, and it's going to change you. And this is why in some cultures they have various statues or paintings in their homes. In some cultures, every house you go to, they have cats. They have a cat sculpture in their home. And there's a reason for it. Again, it comes down to spiritual energy. It comes down to energy. It comes down to things that we can't see or even realize in this physical world. So again, you put a dog in your house, it's the same thing. You may not be eating the dog, but you're going to adapt various different types of spiritual, behaviors just because that dog is in your home. And hope I don't get copyrighted for this, but Malcolm X in the movie Malcolm X explained you are what you eat perfectly. And I'm probably explaining it really bad, but I think Malcolm can explain this in less than a minute better than I can. So listen up. Again, I hope I don't get copyrighted for this.
Domestic pig. Now, do you know why Mr. Muhammad teaches us not to eat from the pig?
Well, the pig contains certain disease-causing organisms.
Right. Right, you're exactly right. Now, that's the physical aspect. There's also the mental or psychological aspects, and there's the spiritual reasons why we're not supposed to eat of the pig. Look at the characteristics of a pig. He's sloppy, he's greedy like a pig, isn't that what they say? They also say you are what you eat. So what we put into our mouths affects our minds and our heart. We don't want to take on these characteristics of sloppiness, of uncleanliness, of selfishness. Now, from a spiritual aspect or a spiritual standpoint, the Bible and the Quran teaches us that it is divinely forbidden for us to eat of any pig. In various chapters in the Bible and the Quran, it talks about this. So from a physical standpoint, from a mental or a psychological standpoint, from a spiritual standpoint, we don't want anything to do with this animal.
So yeah, Malcolm explained it so much better than I did in an hour. So basically, exactly what he says. These things, pigs, dogs, particularly dogs, they can affect you physically, psychologically, emotionally, mentally. They do. And again, we live in an ignorant, closed-minded society. We live in an ignorant, closed-minded society because you tell someone, again, for example, pork is bad. They'll probably go off on you and be like, no, pork is good. I like it. It tastes good. You tell a dog lover, pit bulls attack people, and they're probably going to go off on you and say, no, they don't mind it, and et cetera, et cetera. We live in such a closed-minded, ignorant society. The facts are out there. We have a search engine. Just use a search engine and search these things. And again, he mentioned how the pig is sloppy and et cetera. And the same goes to the dog. The dogs are sloppy and disgusting. Dogs are disgusting. You look at stray dogs, for example. Stray dogs are probably a great example to use. They're disgusting. They're dirty. They're nasty. They're sick. They're full of diseases, parasites. They attack people, annoy people. They're everywhere. And Christian dog lovers will take these things into their homes, mind you. They will take these nasty, disgusting things into their homes and act as if everything is fine. When in reality and spiritually, it is not fine. It is not fine at all. Because again, you are what you eat. And again, it's metaphorically. It's not just because what you eat, is also what you hang around with. What's in your home, what you see, the people around you, etc. It all affects us. Everything we do in our life affects us. We may not see it because it's the things we cannot see. And we could call it spirits, we could call it energy, but there are things that we cannot see that affects us every single day and we don't realize it. From a picture, from a statue, it all has an effect on us. It does. And again, ignorance is a curse, man. I just hate ignorance. I hate ignorance. I've seen so much ignorant people, man. It's like I don't want to be ignorant because ignorant people are just disgusting and they're just stupid. Man, I'm open to being corrected. If I'm saying something wrong, something off, you just please tell me. Please try to correct me. So again, I can correct myself so I don't have to keep making these same mistakes. I don't want to be a dog nutter. I don't want to be a dog nutter who gets a dog, then says it's not going to happen to me, and then 2 days later, a month later, the dog attacks me. I don't want to do that. So if I'm doing something wrong, and if you know more than me, if I don't know something, tell me, let me know. I'm not into this ignorant, closed-minded crap. It does absolutely nothing. Actually, absolutely nothing. And again, like I said, these dog lovers, they take the energy, the spiritual energy from these dogs, which is why they're so rude. These dog lovers are so rude. Dogs are rude, dogs are reckless, and now these owners are rude and reckless. And I've known this for a long time. When I was a child, I known that when, owners take in dogs, they tend to take the same personality of their dog. Maybe not fully, but it's there. This all it has to be a tiny little speck of it is there. All it needs is a seed, and it is there. So having these dogs it's dangerous. It's dangerous on our health, dangerous on our spirituality, dangerous on our mental, on our emotional. It is dangerous. And the good book says, as a dog returneth to his vomit, so a fool returneth to his foolery. So what this means is, dogs, they eat their vomit. Dogs will eat their throw up. So again, if you, as humans, if we seen someone eating their throat, we would be disgusted. We'd be closing our eyes and be like, what the heck are you doing? That's nasty. And we'd probably not want to be near that person because they're nasty. But with dogs, they will eat their own vomits, their own puke, their own shit. But dog lovers will embrace dogs. Then we wonder why dog lovers, dog owners, dog nutters, whatever we want to call them, behave the way they do. Why do they behave so nasty and disgusting? It is because of these nasty dogs in their homes. You are what you eat, Christians. You are what you eat. And you taking in these dogs, you adapt the traits of your nasty, worthless dog. And then you're going to think people are rude to you or being mean to you. The fact it might just be you who are rude to them, but you are so ignorant, you are so closed-minded, you are so blind, you can't see it because you're so ignorant because of these stupid dogs. It is not just the physical, it is the spiritual that matters as well. I'm not even a Christian, I am not even religious, period, but these things, it is just so common sense, people. Again, you don't have to agree, you don't have to disagree. But please, man, do your research at least. So it says, as a dog returneth to his vomit, so a fool returneth to his food. And this part right here, this relates to dog lovers, the dog nutters. Some of them who have been attacked by pit bulls, or the pit bull attacks someone, will then get another pit bull. They will get another dog again. So they haven't learned their lesson. And the video of I Hate Dog, who just made another video regarding this, that lady was, even though she was attacked or whatever the case may be, she still returneth to the foolery. So she's no different. She is no really different than a dog that returneth to its own vomit. And this is the good book. And the good book is degrading. It is degrading dogs. And this good book, again, I am not for this book. But again, everything has a positive and a negative side to it. And some things in here we can actually use in real life. We can use verses like this to realize how disgusting dogs are. We can use verses like this to correct ourselves. not to keep doing foolish things. And one of my favorite quotes of all time is, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. This is what dog culture is, especially dog lovers who get attacked by dogs. They will continue to own dogs. They'll continue to like dogs. So they haven't learned their lesson. They have not learned. Their dog will crap into their house. And they haven't learned yet. Like, which animal out there allows another animal to crap in their territory or in their den? It is unheard of. But only these human dog lovers will bring in a nasty dog to crap in the house. Then you wonder why these dog lovers are so angry and so rude and self-centered. It has to be the dog shit. It has to be the dog shit, man. Going up their nose and affecting their brains. Or, again, it could just solely be just having that worthless mutt in the home. Dogs may be worthless, but that doesn't mean they don't have energies or spirits within them that we cannot see. Whether it's soul or not, it doesn't really matter. But they all creatures, all energy, all objects, all everything has a spiritual energy element to it. Everything has a spiritual element to it. When the sun is out shining bright in a summer day, we all feel so great. We feel free. We feel relaxed. But then when the sun goes down and the days get shorter and it's darker, we all then feel, depressed. We feel like, we just feel bad. Again, everything in this universe has an energy, spiritual element to it. Whether it's spirits or energy, I don't know exactly what it is. But I do know that there is some type of energy that goes to every object, everything in nature, every creature that affects humans. And again, I was trying to find videos of dogs eating vomit or why dogs eat vomit. I found this, but it's like, ugh. It's just pro-dog propaganda, But, again, dogs eat their vomit. Dogs eat their vomit. They eat their crap. They lick their ass. And dog lovers will bend over. Christian dog lovers, mind you, will bend over and kiss their dog on the mouth and let their dog lick all over their face. Again, it goes back to you are what you eat. It's not always what you consume in your body, which matters as well. It does matter. But again, who we hang with, what's in our home, the pictures, whatever the case may be, it all has an effect on us. Whether you agree or disagree, you have a choice. You make those choices. You make those choices. Even though energy, spirituality does play a part, you at the end of the day, you make those choices. So I hope this made sense. This is my first time doing something like this, using the good book to use against these worthless mutts. I plan to do something more like this again. I have my beef with the good book and with Christianity and etc. Was a part of the Christianity faith, was born into it. Even when I was 6 years old, I was questioning. Even when I was 6 years old, I was already questioning things. It didn't make sense to me. I was always asking questions. I was always asking questions and doing my research. Always. And then, I left, did more. Again, even when I left Christianity, I'm still asking questions. I'm still researching things, still wanting to know how this world operates. And again, some things are written in stone, other things are not. Again, I'm open-minded. I'm always searching. I don't want to be ignorant. I can't be an ignorant person. and ignorant by choice. I can't be an ignorant person by choice. I think all of us have some ignorance because there's a lot of things I don't know. But I'm open to being corrected. I'm open to being taught. I like to learn from what it doesn't matter, young, old, even passed away, written. I like to learn. I love learning. If I could know everything in this universe from year one to the end of time, I would. Because I just love to learn. I love to know things. You can even call me a know-it-all, but I rather know than be a dog nutter and be ignorant. So in the end, it's like pick your poison, I guess. So again, I hope this made sense. Again, it's unscripted. Like everything I do is unscripted. There's no script. I may kind of plan what I'm gonna say, look over things, but all of this is just unscripted, based on past, based on experiences, based on present experiences, based on things I know now. And again, I hope you learned something. And if you don't, I guess you didn't. I didn't, but we're gonna end there. So this is another episode of the Worthless Mutts. And remember, it is okay to hate dogs.